What is up, Gem Smashers? It's your boy Mitty34 with another episode of Mitty34 Gaming. On the heels of the Four Horsemen faction feud, the main prize for the feud was indeed the best powerhouse in the game, Big Van Vader the Mastodon. So I'm going to do a little gameplay tutorial, show you a few different setups for Vader here today. He's just as good with either setup, and one is with George Animal Steel, one is without. Regardless, he's a great character. I already had him, but for all my guys in the creepy family that pulled him, that got him from the feud, man, congratulations. These videos are for you. So let's take a look at Vader the Mastodon. I have him at 3-star gold, 7170 talent. Haven't coined him up yet in the gold range, but that will definitely happen because it will only increase his gem damage. So let's take a look at Vader here. First, we'll take a look at his trainers. Okay, he receives 3% less damage from color turn gems, basically worthless. His links, got a great link here with Bam Bam Bigelow. Gems do 20% more damage. It's a great link to have. His WCW link, all moves start with one more move point. And new gen, the gems do 10% more damage. So no matter who you pair him with, he's going to have a nice link there regardless. So let's go to the move list. This is the primary setup here for Vader. If you have all the proper trainers, we run him red finisher, green. The red finisher, the Vader Salt, level 10. Deal 9,600 damage and choose a 2x5 that's 10 gems area to destroy. His first green move, short arm clothesline, a la Jake the Snake Roberts. Deal 10,468 damage and choose 4 gems to destroy. And his third move, the second green move, the choke slam. Deal 17,819 damage and choose 4 gems to make into red gems. And that will be increased with his trainers. Speaking of his trainers, main setup, if you run red, green, main trainers here are George the Animal Steel, 5K preferably. That will help to load the green moves. And Big John Stud, which will generate 3 more red gems. Once I get him to 5K, he'll maybe choose 8 rather than choose 7. So, he's a choose guy all around the board. It's nice. It helps you kind of control the damage and get a nice kill. So, that being said, let's go to the board and smash some gems. Again, today we're going to go to the Rock as usual on the road. See how he pans out against the Rock. We'll go to Albuquerque, as always, on the Superstar Tour. We'll go to hard mode, and we'll run him against the Rock. Now, there we go. Now, the thing we want with Vader, obviously, is the green match, so hopefully we can get that green match right off the bat. If we do, generally you can get a turn 2 kill with Vader. So let's see how our board sets up here. And we get our green match off the bat. Now, you'll notice that his secondary green move does not charge with a green match on turn 2. That's where this one comes in, where we get to choose the gems to destroy. We can fill that on turn 2. So, let's go ahead and take your green match first. Now, move order is very important here for Vader. It's very important to choose wisely and choose the moves in the correct order. So it fills our short arm clothesline. Now we're going to get to choose 4 gems to destroy here, and you'll notice we only need 3 to charge the choke slam. So what we do here is we will run this green move, and we will choose green gems. Now you want to be careful here because you don't want to cause a pin. If you cause a pin, it turns him into a turn 3 character, but if you choose wisely, you can turn him into a turn 2 guy. So we're going to choose 4 gems to destroy. We want to choose green to load them up. So we'll run that one. That won't cause a pin. And we could choose this 4th green gem here, or we could even choose a red because we might need those extras to fill his finisher. So we're going to choose a red one here, just in case. Okay, now what that does is it fills his secondary move. Now again, with Big John Stud at 5K, we'll get to choose 8. regardless, we have 7 here, so we get to choose 7. There's already a good deal of red gems on the board, plus the fact that we do 17,819 base damage. It's just a devastating move. So let's go ahead and use that. And we can definitely fill the finisher here, so if we don't get a pin on turn, or a finish on turn 2, we could definitely finish them on turn 3. So let's go ahead and choose our 7 gems carefully here. Fill that up, and we can get rid of all the red gems, and it's probably going to finish the rock off here. Let's see what happens. And we get a nice cascade there. It didn't quite finish them, but you can see we did a 70k damage cascade there. If we had him leveled up all the way to 120, it definitely would have finished him. So again, you can see Vader is a true 2-turn guy. You know, we had this conversation in Creep Squad today. You know, there's not many true turn 2 guys anymore. They haven't released one in a while, but Vader definitely a turn 2 guy. If you don't kill him on turn 2 and they miraculously kick out, you definitely get a kill on turn 3. So that's the main setup for Vader. Now, a lot of people don't have George Animal Steel as a trainer, so there's a different way that we can run him that actually works and is fairly effective as well. You have a couple options here. Now, most people are going to have Big John Stud. So if we go back to Vader here, we can reset with Vader. And we can switch his moves out a little bit. Now, if we run this black move, okay, that'll load the board with green gems. So if you don't have Vader, or I'm sorry, if you don't have George the Animal Steel, okay, you want to swap this black move out. And we're actually going to, let's level this up here. What the heck, we have the TP from the last feud. So we're going to upgrade this move to level 10. Okay, now we're going to equip it. We're going to get rid of his finisher. Okay, so then now we have the running drop kick, which deals 5,380 damage and make 5 random purple gems into green gems. So what we want to do here is you have an option here. You can switch out his trainer because, you know, we could choose 7 gems, but again, that might not necessarily, you don't have a finisher to charge. So we want to be able to recharge these green moves. So we're going to swap out Big John Stud. If you have them, you can leave them. If you don't, you can, we want to change them out, not manage them. So we can swap out Big John Stud here. If you have Alberto Del Rio, you can run him in there to increase the number of green gems that are created. So we'll run him here. So now we get 9 random purple gems into green gems. Okay, so now that'll help load up these secondary moves. So let's go ahead and set that and go smash some gems, baby. Back to the rock. We're going to get on the rock here. So we'll go ahead and run back the rock, and I'll show you the move sequence here for, oh, you know what? We forgot to change out our trainer. Pretend we don't have George the Animal Steel here for a second. And then in this case, you would run Bray Wyatt. You'd run Bray. That would be Striker Bray. Run him. There we go. He was on the Dead Man. He is now on Vader. So now that will help charge this black move on turn 2. So let's go to the board. Let's smash some gems. And go take a look at the rock. So again, there's 2 setups that really work for Vader. If you have George Steele, obviously that's optimal. If you don't, you can run them with Bray Wyatt. So let's go ahead and make sure that everybody's here and we're good to go. Okay, we're good to rock. And let's go ahead and show the rock what's going on here. Okay, now instead of looking for a green match turn 1, we want to look for a black match. And we got our black match turn 1. Regardless if we get that black match, it's going to charge turn 2 anyways. So you might even want to look for a green match, but we don't have one. We want to save the purples, obviously, because it's going to change them. So in essence here, we want to take something away from the rock. But so let's go ahead and take this yellow move away from the rock. It's not really going to matter in the long run. maybe it'll generate some more purple gems. There you go, dropped 2 more gems on the board, so we should be able to fill it up pretty good. So what we want to do is hit that black move and turn those purples into greens and see where it leaves us. Again, it'll create 9 gems because we have Alberto Del Rio. Okay, there you go, boom. And that will give us, so we can charge at turn 2 here, or turn 3, I should say. So he's a little bit slower with this setup, but still definitely is deadly. We could still charge it up turn 3. So let's go ahead and take this green match here. That'll charge it next turn. Okay, now same concept here. We're going to choose 4 gems to destroy because we only need 3. So we're going to run this. We're going to break our green gems and charge that move up next turn. Stay away from the red gems because you're going to need those on the next turn. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just go black to get that back, to get that in case we need it. Boom. So there you go. That charges. We didn't create a pin, so if you're careful, now we get to choose 4 red gems, and we can probably create a pretty good cascade here. So again, you see he's a turn 2 character if you get lucky with your gems and your gem placement. Even so, all right, let's choose wisely. Now we only get 4 red gems, so you got to be kind of careful with where you place them. You got to maximize it. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more here. Can we create a cascade anywhere? It doesn't look like it, so we'll just add on another red gem here. And again, we're going to do big damage here. Get a decent cascade. And now, you might get a kick out, but in this case, we didn't. So he's not quite as an effective character if you have him with Bray Wyatt and running the other moves. But if you run him with George Animal Steel, he's really an amazing character. Definitely the best powerhouse because you can really control, what he does, the moves he does, the damage he does, and really sort of get all your moves off. Well, that's nice. You can get off all the moves on turn 2. So he's a little slower with Bray Wyatt. Still quite an effective character. So that's Big Van Vader. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. And keep tuned to the channel for the next episode of MIDI 34 Gaming. Until then, go out there and smash some gems.